Good afternoon, guys. I hope everyone is okay. Can you hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, thank you, Charm. Okay, wait lang. Just going to check the attendance. Tana, can you check the attendance for me? Just for this day. I think Ram's not present. All right. And by the way, anong oras na ba? Ayan, may 1 minute pa tayo. And again, guys, I posted this already in our group, Facebook group. Uh, First, thank you for those who already took the survey. We have Charm, Tana, Migs, sino pa ba? Art. Si Rafa ba Rafa ata? I'm not sure. Okay, for answering the survey. And for those who are not yet done, okay, answering the survey, kindly do it right after our VC. Okay? And your inputs will be highly appreciated and will be very significant to the study that is being conducted. And of course, this will not just help me, but it will also help you, and most especially other students who are struggling doing mathematics, especially those who are getting a lot of errors in doing solving. All right? And ano pa nga ba yung isa nakalimutan ko? Mm-hmm. Aside from the survey, okay. Later, sino bang nandito? Ken, I will be talking to you later. Max, nandito na ba si Max? Ram is here. Okay. How? No need to. Sorry, Tana. Ram is here, but Ram, if you need help for checking the attendance, Tana is very happy to help. Oo ba? Okay. Oo, sabi ni Tana. Max, Ken, and I hope Sarah is also here. Okay, wala. Wala pa. Okay, so please stay later, or if ever our VC is already disconnected, kindly reconnect. All right, for those people who were mentioned a while ago. And however, if we're just going to continue the lesson, of course, you are very welcome to attend the continuation of our lesson. Okay, so let's move on to our lesson. Now, ano nga bang lesson natin last time? Oh, okay. Now, before, we were discussing just how to integrate functions, okay, or expressions, mathematical expressions, specifically functions. And we discussed different techniques, how to deal with them, all right, on how to integrate different types of expressions, specifically different types of functions. So starting today, we're going to discuss how to apply them. So eto na. So dati theoretical lang siya. Ngayon, we're dealing with applications of integral. And I hope and I am sure that you will appreciate why do we need to learn how to integrate functions, okay, or expressions. All right, so, kailangan siya, especially this topic, starting this topic, okay, and most especially it is being used in ano ba, engineering, architecture, and other related fields, okay. All right, so mayroon pang nasa waiting area. Okay, so specifically, our topic for today is all about applications of the integral. And let's start with the volume of a solid by slicing discs and washers. Oh, actually, class, as I remember, we have been discussing one of the applications of integral, which is finding the area of the region bounded by curves, diba? Or curves or lines. So that's one of the best applications that integral has. Okay, so second na pala to. So it's not just limited for area, but it is also applicable for finding the volume of solids. Now, when you were in grade 10, we were we discussed about how to find the volume of different solids or different types of polyhedrons, di ba? Wait, may mga nasa waiting area. So we discussed about different types of polyhedrons, for example, the prisms, the pyramid, ano pa ba? Sphere, cylinder, and other solids, other polyhedrons. Dun class, sa topic na yun, there are specific formulas for them or for each type because we can say that these prisms or these solids are quite regular, okay? Although yung regular na term doon, it's not actually regular. When I say regular, hindi siya ganun ka-rigid, okay? Hindi ka-rigid yung shape, yung surface ng mga solids na to. Kaya pwede siyang gawa ng paraan or pwede siyang gawa ng formula. And I think we derived some of the formulas like finding the surface areas, the volumes of different kinds. Pero ngayon, what if you were given a solid, okay, a solid which is not a polyhedron, wherein the surfaces are not so regular. So wala kang makuhang mga edges, puro lang curves, which are very irregular in shape, di ba? So wala siyang specific shape. Hindi siya prism, hindi siya cone, hindi siya sphere, hindi siya pyramid, or even cylinder. So anong pwedeng gamitin to find the area and the volume? Okay, so those questions can be answered by integration or integral, and with our topic for today. So now we are discussing the volume of a solid by slicing, discs, and washers. We will be using these three different concepts on how to attack or how to deal with problems when it comes to volume. Okay, given the equations, it could be polynomial, trigonometric, ano pa ba? Pwede siyang transcendental, okay, equations, mga ganon. All right. So a very good example of a regular or rigid solid is this. Ito muna tayo, cylinder. So we already discussed this, and as we all knew that when we say cylinder, there are two faces or bases which are parallel to one another, wherein these faces are on a parallel space or plane, di ba? May plane dito sa taas, may plane dito sa baba, and these two planes are parallel, and in each plane, there are two circles which are congruent, although they are non-coplanar plane. And once we connect them, all the points, okay, all the points to from one circle to another, and then let's say we have a perpendicular segment from one point to another, then we constructed a cylinder. And for us to find the volume of this is just equal to the area of the base and times the height. I hope you can still remember. And some of the books or author of the books use this notation, B, capital B for the area of the base and times the height, okay? And area of the base is just easy to compute because we're talking about circle. And circle has, we already knew the important properties of circles, di ba? Alam na natin yan. So, eto na yung volume niya. So, that's pi r squared times the height. So, that's the volume. Now, the question is, what if we were given an irregular shaped, okay, a rigid shaped object or solid? Hindi siya polyhedron, wala lang, kung ano-anong shape lang ang makita nyo, like rock, okay? Rock has a rigid shape. So, how can we find the volume of the rock if there are no sides or dimensions that we can easily identify, di ba? Or even measure. Okay, we cannot quantify the exact dimensions of the rock because it has a rigid shape. Okay, so eto na, dito na papasok class yung integral. Okay, di ba ang galing niya? Kasi nakahanap ng paraan para makakuha ng way to solve the volume. Okay, so let's say this is a solid. Solid siya class, this is the base, and the other base is here at the back, okay? And the shape is like this. Now, sabi dito class, if we're trying to get the volume of this solid, then what we're going to do is we're just going to make some slices, okay? We're going to get slice, or we're going to get slice. we're going to slice this object into smaller pieces. Okay? So eto yon. So slice natin yan into n number of slices. That's the S. Alright? Or what we call the slab. And eto yung isang slice natin. Gamitin ko yung... Ito yung slice natin. And let's say that the area here... Oh, sorry. So let's use different color. Kulang yung 30 minutes dito sa discussion na to. Okay. Let's say this is our base. Ito yung base natin, na irregular shaped. And the other base is at the back. However, though they are of different sizes, pero their bases are parallel. Okay? Parang ganito din, parallel siya. Pero mas maliit nga lang yung nasa likod kaysa sa harap. Okay? Naintindihan yung class? Nakakasunod ba? Okay, kasi pag hindi nyo ito naintindihan, kasi foundation to pag hindi nyo naintindihan, may hirapan kayong i-analyze later. Okay? Pero I hope you already studied this beforehand. Okay, so here, we're going to get, of course, sabi dito, the formula for the volume is we just need to find the area of the base, okay, and then multiply it by the height. All right, so we need to find the area of the base as A of x sub I asterisk. And bakit siya x sub I asterisk? Because this slab can be found at the x-axis, which is x sub I asterisk. Okay? Para lang siyang 1 point on the x-axis. Okay? Ito siya. And of course, we need to solve for the area of this. Okay? Mamaya na natin i-discuss. Wait, may nasa waiting. Okay, mamaya na natin i-discuss kung paano i-solve yung area niya. And then, sabi dito, we need to multiply it by the height. The height here is the thickness of the slice. Diba? Gaano ba kakapal yung pagkakaslice natin? And since it is a horizontal cut, okay, and it is perpendicular to the x-axis, then we could say that this is our, sige, tingnan natin. Ito yung x sub 1 natin, let's say, ito naman yung x sub 2. To find the distance or the thickness of the slab, okay, now we can say that this is x sub 2 minus x sub 1, diba? And of course, since we're getting the difference of the 2 or the distance of the 2 points, then this is our change of x or delta x. So kaya siya naging delta x dito, class. Okay? And again, delta x is the height of the slab or the slice. Understood? Nakakasabay ba? Pag hindi, magtanong, mag-chat. Okay. And how do we get the volume of this? Sabi dito, we're going to see to use the pattern of the formula for the regular open and close quotation. It's not actually regular. Okay. Sinasabi ko lang regular siya kasi compare with the cylinder and the current solid. So ang kailangan natin, area times the height. So the area of the base is equal to the area of x sub I asterisk. Ang gustong sabihin nito, class, the area at the area of the slab where we can find at the x sub I asterisk. And what's the height here? The height here is change of x or delta x. So ito na yung volume natin ng isang slab I. Okay, wait, may chat. Okay, so ito yung slab volume ng isang slice natin, which is the S sub I. Ang tanong ay, ilang slabs ba meron dito? There are n number of slabs na pwede natin gamitin, di ba? However, if we're going to make n to be finite, now we're not going to get, we're just going to get the approximated value of the volume of this solid. Okay? So, sir, paano natin makukuha yung the most na and closest pa na correct volume ng solid na to using the slices that we make? And another question there is, how many slices can we make or slabs can we make from the given solid such that we can approximately closest approximation of the correct volume of the given solid. So anong gagawin natin? So kung dalawa lang na slabs yan or slices, napakalayo niyan sa original, sa true value of the volume, di ba? So ang gagawin natin, class, just like what Raymond did, okay, in finding the area, we're going to get, or we're going to slice this solid into infinite number of slices, okay? Although it's impossible, pero mathematically, it's possible, di ba? So with that, we can get the closest approximated value of the volume. So sabi dito, sabi natin, ang volume niya ng first slab na diniscuss natin, okay, the volume of the S sub I is equal to the area of the X sub I asterisk. Okay, this is just a representation of one slab or one slice times the height, which is change of X. Understood, guys? Now, so ang tanong dyan ay, so sir, paano natin ikukunin yung lahat? So it means, pag in-slice natin to, we can get the volume. Okay, if we're going to slice this into n number of slices, n, so the formula is the area of X sub I asterisk times the change of X or the delta X. Ito class yung volume ng n number of slabs or slices. Okay? So sabi natin, kailangan natin gawa ng paraan para maging or magkaroon ng infinite number of slices to get the closest approximated value of the volume of the solid. So ang gagawin natin, we're going to slice it into infinite number of slices. Okay? And pag nakuha na natin yung infinite number of slices, now let's take the limit, okay? Let's take the limit of this sum of the slices that we make or that we made. Ilang slices? Infinite number, okay? Based here. So this is, or this can be converted into an expression that says, okay, the area or the integral of the area of X sub I asterisk and the delta X is can be converted into what? Change of X, or with respect to the X axis, okay, or the X variable. And since the limit here is from A to B, therefore the lower limit and the higher limit. So that's why the approximated value, okay, the most na and closest pa, kasi ang dami-dami nilang approximations. The most and closest, okay, over exaggeration yun, di ba? Exaggeration na, over pa, is the integral of the area of the base, okay, with respect to X from A to B. So ito na yung magiging formula ng volume natin. Nakuha, class? Now look at this. Ito yung technique na lang na iisipin nyo. A square has a unit of unit square. Diba? So, di ba pag sinabing volume, dapat cubic unit yan or unit cube. So, paano siya magiging cube? Pag in-integrate natin to class, magiging siyang u cube. Okay, ganyan. So, therefore, ang unit nito ay magiging unit cube na kasi naka-cube na siya. That's why integral is, or integration is appropriate when it comes to finding the volume of the area of the given solid, diba? And of course, it is properly explained by the Riemann sums. Okay, the concept of Riemann sums. Riemann sum kasi class is more of area, diba? Pero pwede natin gamitin or extend yung concept ni Riemann to get the volume. Did you understand? Block A. Naintindihan ba? So, ganun na ginawa niya. Oh, ang dami nakaintindi. 0. Infinitely. 1 over n, where n is infinite. Okay? Negative infinity. Ano bang value nun? 0 pa rin, di ba? Anyway, tandaan yung class ha, ganon ginawa. Okay, so this is now the definition. Anong oras na ba? Baka 30 minutes na eh. Nandito parang tayo sa... okay, so the definition of a volume, okay, based on calculus. Let S be a solid that lies between X, which is equal to A and B. So solid, walang sinabi na kung anong klaseng solid. So therefore, the formulas for the solids like the prism, cylinder, whatever regular type of solid, pwede natin gamitin or gamitin ang integral na to, na formula na to, to find their volumes, okay? If the cross-sectional area of S in plane P of X through x and perpendicular to the x-axis is a of x, where a is a continuous function. Tandaan niya na, long test to. A is a continuous function, so which means that when a is not continuous, therefore we cannot apply this formula. Okay? Oh, naalala ba kung ano ang continuous, guys? When can we say that a certain function is continuous? Siyempre, continuous at a given range, malamang. Yeah, correct. If it continues, ang galing ng sagot ni Arce. Okay, hindi ko ma-reach. When the graph mali, lahat mali. Okay, anyway. Then the volume of S is eto. Ito yung Riemann sums expression. Ito naman yung sa integral. Okay? The proper integration. So ito na yung formula natin, class, on how to find the volume. Tandaan to, please be careful with the restrictions, conditions from the given definition. Mamaya solve kayo ng solve. Yung pala mali na. Okay. So we're not going to use this anymore. We're going to use directly the formula. So which means, class, that this is now the general formula for finding the volume of different solids. Again, general formula. Kahit anong solids ang ibigay sa'yo, as long as it satisfies the given conditions, then you can use the formula. Siyempre, kailangan may equation na binigay, di ba? Okay, so let's apply the formula in solving example number 1. So use slicing to determine the volume of a rectangular solid with a square base of side S and with a height ba or unheight? A height ba? Gulong-gula ako dyan. With a height h. Okay. So, sir, bakit yung h yung height? Eh, di ba S dapat, sir? Okay. Yeah, you have a point there. Pero class, di ba? It depends on how we perceive the given figure. Pero pwede din naman siya. Your argument is correct. Okay? Pwede si S yung a height or pwede si H yung height or whatever. But of course, we need to consider the given. Doon tayo magbe-base. Di ba? Unless you want to make your own given, okay lang naman. So, first, let's just solve this using our the normal formula for finding the volume of the given rectangular solid. Okay? Volume ba sinabi ko? Yes, volume of a rectangular solid. The formula is length times width times height. Diba? What is the length here? The length is h. Sir, paano ko nalaman? Because sana maganda lahat ang perception natin or ang view natin pagdating sa figure. Okay, so the point, I mean the rectangular solid started from the origin going to h of x at x-axis. Therefore, the length is, ano bang length niya? Ano bang sabi dito? Wala. Ang length niya ay s. Bakit siya class S? Because the square base. Of course, if this is S, this is S. All right? So yung base is square, that's why length and width are S's. Are S's. Okay. And the height is H. So therefore, the formula is S squared times the height. That's the volume. Using the conventional formula for finding the volume of a rectangular solid. So let's make use of the definition of a volume in calculus. So the formula is volume is equal to, now let's make a plane that slices the given solid, which is perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay, so ito yun. Ito yung p of x na to. Ito yung plane. Pero yung nag-slice sa kanya, ito. Okay? And let's say this is at x sub I prime natin. So ang gagawin natin, this is the area, or we're going to get the area of this. Since this is a square and it's perpendicular to the x-axis, therefore this is also a square, diba? So therefore the area of that is a sub x asterisk. Basic muna tayo. Okay, pero okay lang sa atin maging direct na mamaya. And of course the height is equal to change of x. Hindi natin alam delta x. Hindi natin alam kung gaano to kanipis. Okay, so this is the volume. However, for us to, or approximate v sub I, okay, and to find the total volume, we need to get the summation of a sub x of I asterisk delta x or change of x, and of course we need to slice this solid into an infinite number of slices. Oh wait, parang nalagyan ko ba yung kanina ng limits? I hope I did. Okay, infinity. And this can be converted into the integral of the area of the base times the delta x, or the change of, or with respect to x from 0 to h. Di ba? Bakit 0 to h? Kasi siya yung height ng solid. Okay? So here, ano nga ba yung area ng base natin? The area of the base is equal to 0h. Wait, move ko lang to. This is s square. Bakit s square? Because this is a square with the side length s, diba? So s square with respect to x. And of course, wait, i-move ko lang tong chat box. And of course, what's the integral of this? The integral of this is s square x from h0. So we need to evaluate, okay? And dito na natin, meron pa bang space? Ayan, meron pa. So ang last natin ay s square x from h to 0. Wait, may chat ba? Ay, meron. Akala ko wala. Wait lang, may chat ba guys? Wait, I'll check. Parang may chat ata. Hindi ko lang mabasa. Meron. Okay. Sige. Let's go back here. Baka may naguluhan. Ba't hindi ko nababasa yung hidden chats? Okay, hidden talaga. So the area is s square. Okay, meron na tayong area. Now, since s square is not expressed in terms of x, so therefore, s square is just a constant in terms of in the context of the given expression. Okay, again, this is just a constant because it's already given. Okay, so here, for us to integrate the s square, which we are integrating this function in terms of, we're just going to add x raised to 1. Okay? So para siyang, let's say, k. The integral of k dx. The answer here is kx plus c. Diba? Ganun yung integral niya. Parang integral of constant is a constant times the variable x. Okay na? I hope okay na tayo doon. Okay, good. So here, the value here is equal to s squared times h minus s squared times 0, which is equal to s squared times h. And this is now the volume of the given solid in example number 1. Now the question there is, did we get the same answer as to applying the conventional way of finding the volume of the given regular solid? When we say regular, in comparison to the irregular, okay? Yes, we have the same formula or value. Let's say this is a value, okay? Because these are values in a given coordinate plane. So it means kahit plus pwede natin gawa ng formula with the use of integral or the definition of volume of solids under the concept of integration. Okay? Nakuha na class? Wait, parang nagloloko ang chat box. Nakuha na guys? Okay. So, wala na tayong oras. I think kailan pa ba natin itong i-discuss? Now, this example number 2 is similar to example number 1. Sige na nga. Okay. So, i-shortcut na lang natin. Hindi na tayo gawa ng mga slices dito. Okay. Anyway, ito yung slice na class. Ito yung slab 1 or slab I. And there are infinite number of slices. But the formula is equal to the integral of AB area of x dx. Ito yung formula natin, di ba? Based on the given definition of a volume of a solid. So this becomes the integral of, saan ba yung range? Ano ba yung range ng, ano ba? Yeah, range ng domain ng cylinder. Domain ng cylinder. Or kumbaga, saan nag-start yung cylinder, saan siya nag-end? From left to right, of course. So we started from 0 and we ended at h. So 0h. And what's the area? What's the area of the base? Bakit sir base? Di ba sir dapat etong slice or slab ang gagamitin natin? Yeah, you're correct there. Pero since parallel naman siya at congruent naman kasi medyo regular, yeah, it's regular type of solid naman to. Therefore, their areas are all congruent or equal, di ba? So the area of the circle or the slice with respect to x or with, ito yung ano ba to? Thickness natin ng slice natin. So 0 to h, what is the area of the circle? Given that the radius is r, so that's pi r square dx. Okay, nakuha guys? So this is, let's integrate. Now again, the r square here is constant. Okay, treated siya as constant because that's a specific value. It's not expressed in terms of x. So therefore, we could say pi r square to, bakit to? h0 dx. And this is equal to pi r square x from 0 to h. And same, pi r square times h minus 0 is equal to pi r square times h. So therefore, this is now the volume of the cylinder. And di ba class, ang volume ng cylinder natin, dun, nung grade 10 kayo ay B is equal to the area of the base times the height. What is the area of the base? The base is just a circle. So that's pi r squared times the height. So equal tayo. Ito, equal. So pareho yung nakuha natin. Di ba? Okay. So it means pwede talaga natin gamitin yung definition ng volume ng solids. Okay? So let's deal with, okay, a higher level. Ilang minutes na lang? Uy, kaya pa to. Okay. Ang pangit baklas ng color na ginamit ko. Sige na nga. Gawin natin yellow. Mga dilawan. Ram ay, sige, later. Ram, I need to talk to you later, ha? When it comes to attendance. Okay, example number 1. Okay, question guys, since ako lang ata nagsasalita. What's the difference, what are the differences among the slicing, the disc, and the washer? Kasi sa title natin, di ba? Finding the volume using slicing, washers, and discs. Anong difference ng tatlo? Anyone? Wow. Sobrang dami natin eh. Null set yung nag-reply, no? Sige, mamaya, malalaman nyo yan. Okay, let's go to example. Yes, Rafa. Example number 1. Find the volume of the solid obtained by revolving about the x-axis, the region under the curve y is equal to the square root of x minus 1 from x is equal to 1 to x is equal to 2. So, ang ginagawa ko dito, class, dapat ito, ganito. Find the volume. Parang elementary, di ba? Okay, so what's the given curve? So, y is equal to square root of x minus 1. Ang range niya ay from 1 to 2. It's comma, pala niyo point. Okay, and the axis of revolution or the axis of rotation is what? The x-axis. Tama ba? Revolving about, tama, the x-axis. Okay. So, i-revolve natin or i-rotate natin yung curve with respect to the x-axis. Okay, sir, paano ganyan? Paano gagawin yan? Okay, so eto na. Una, syempre, mag-graph tayo. That's why graphing is very important. Okay? Di ba nung grade 11 kayo, pinukpok na kayo ni Ma'am Princess on how to sketch the graph? I hope natuto kayo. Malamang natuto kayo doon. Okay. So, let's sketch the graph of the given curve y is equal to the square root of x minus 1. Sir, paano namin yan i-graph? Naka-radical. Ayan, yun na nga. So, paano ba natin to class i-sketch? Okay, with the use of the concept of limits, the continuity, the limit, basta limit concept, pwede nyo siyang mag-graph, okay? Pero, if I were you, you can use the algebra here. So that's y squared is equal to x minus 1. So x is equal to y squared plus 1. So the given curve is just a parabola that opens what? Rightward, left, right. Yeah, rightward. So pag ganun siya, hindi siya function, di ba? Pero since sabi dito ay y is equal to square root of x minus 1, we're just considering the positive values of the range of the given curve. Okay? So paano ba yan, sir? Paano namin gagawin yan? So with the use of the properties of parabola, now the graph, okay, ang tawag dito? Nakalimutan ko tuloy yung term. Sige. Basic property, 0, 0 muna tayo, and then blank 0. Okay, intercepts, ayun. My God, nakalimutan ko yung term. Okay, so if x is 0, what is y? Y is, wala ka dyan. If x is 0, y is an imaginary. So pangit to, wala yan, imaginary. Okay, so if y is equal to 0, x is equal to 1. So ito ang papakinabangan natin to. Okay, so 1. So dito magsimula yung point. Sabi dito, y is always positive, therefore it will always go up. Diba? Ganyan. Sir, paano mo nalaman na ganito yung itsura niyan? Curve, diba? Parabola. Okay. Kasi yung isa nandito, class. Nandito. Okay? That's for, nga, no, parabola lang pala siya. Okay. So ganito yung curve niya, itsura niya. And then from 1 to 2. So dito, this is 2. And what's the point here? The point here is what? If x is equal to 2, y is equal to 1. So 1 to. Alright? So 2, 1. Marunong natin mag-graph, di ba? Okay. So, we have already sketched the curve, okay, in the xy plane. And we're done with this. We're done with this. We already identified the range. And the axis of revolution is wrong spelling. My God. Okay. So axis, correction. Wala nag-correct, no? Okay. So the axis of revolution is this. Ayan. Nandito siya